There are some crazy deals up on the Humble Bundle website right now, so let's get right into it, look at the best ones, and I'll tell you why I think you should give these games a shot. For RPG fans, people that like farm sims like Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, the Humble choice for this month is huge. We've got Persona 5 Royal, in my opinion, one of the best JRPGs ever, and this is the best version of that game. The Royal version adds an entire new character and a new semester, so the massive 100+ hour RPG got even bigger. The big draw with Persona is the combination of day-to-day living with a social simulator aspect and dungeon crawling. They did a really good job with this one, making it easier to understand, making the dungeons fun to play. Plus, it's one of the most stylish games ever with great music to go with it. Definitely worth paying what amounts to maybe $5 considering the other games that you get. And one of the less known but still great games, Banishers Ghost of New Eden. If you're into deep narratives with some interesting lore and action RPG style combat, this is definitely worth the pickup. Banishers protect people from the supernatural, ghosts, and other weird phenomena, so you're kind of like a detective of the supernatural. It's actually a really solid game, reviewed well. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a good playthrough. And some people might enjoy it a lot more than they expect. The other big one on the Humble Choice list is My Time at Sandrock. The next game after My Time in Portia follows a similar style. Basically, you get set up with this farm, but also this time you do a bit more building, helping to repair and do construction on the nearby town. If you're the kind of person who gets sucked in for hours and hours farming and building things, this game will have a ton of stuff for you to sink your teeth into. There's also a bit of a romance system in there as well, since you can romance and get to know a wide variety of characters through the social simulator aspects of the game. There are also various other indie titles in the Humble Choice, so it only costs around $15. Even if you only want the 3 big games, you still get them for a bargain at $5 each pretty much. The other big deal on Humble Bundle is the WB Play the Legends bundle. This one is pretty crazy since it only costs $12 and you get all the Batman Arkham games, both Middle-earth Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, both Injustice games, 2 Mortal Kombat games, Mad Max Fear Ultimate Edition, and even more than that. Honestly, insane value. That's less than $1 per game. So for those of you out there who are working on a budget, this might be the bundle to go for, because you'll get way more than your money's worth here. The Batman games in particular are all fantastic in their own way, and even if you aren't a big comic or superhero person, I would still recommend them because it's just solid gameplay, a lot of fun to go through. And Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor have the famous Nemesis system, where as you fight various orc leaders and defeat them, sometimes they come back stronger than they were before, they get grudges against you, or you can even help one orc and put him into power. The Nemesis system is one of the coolest systems in games, and I still think it's a shame they patented the idea, because it could have been used in so many different games in a whole variety of different ways, but it's still really fun to jump into those games for a few hours and mess around with, regardless. For anyone that's on a budget, I always recommend keeping an eye on these bundle sites. You never know what you're going to find. The other big site, Fanatical, has a lot of great deals, especially on indie games, so it's worth checking there pretty regularly. Otherwise, if I find a crazy deal, I'll probably make a video on it. So if you're interested in that or videos on RPGs of all kinds, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.